Welcome back. I'm Tyler, you're watching Scarfing Scarves, and welcome to another installment of I'm Telling Tyler, our new write-in series where you can send me the latest tea, ask for advice, and so long as it is at least Lolita adjacent, you can send your queries and or complaints to imtellingtyler@gmail.com. So let's get down to brass tacks and start with our next submission from Anne. And Anne says, "Hey Tyler, I debated a long time about sending you this because I don't want to treat you like a personal therapist or anything, because that wouldn't be fair. But I figured I should share this because maybe it could help someone else. I've admired Lolita since 2012, when I was just a freshman in high school and talked about it fairly frequently to my parents and few friends at the time, but never felt quite ready to take the plunge. It wasn't until halfway through college that I decided to go for it. This is important to the story, trust me. In high school, I had a girlfriend. Let's call her Tatiana. She was my first love. I've had other relationships before, but she was the first one to light up my whole world, make me feel warm and invincible and safe whenever I was near her. She was an important pillar in my life, and I cherished her dearly. She'd often encourage me to follow my Lolita dreams, and sometimes we'd even browse Lace Market together, pointing out things we both liked. Fast forward 3 years into our relationship, in my freshman year of college, I found out that she had been cheating on me with 3 different men. She outed me to my parents, to my peers, and said, and I quote, "I don't need you anymore, you stupid I have a boyfriend now." Wow, okay. She shattered me. I feel like my whole world was falling apart. I'll spare you the ugly details, but the healing process was long and not fun. A year and a half later, I had finally gotten solidly into Lolita and forgotten about her. My closet was a decent size, with a few indie, 1 brand dress, and accessories, a standard starter. I had a Lolita-only Instagram because even if I didn't have a lot, they made me happy, and I wanted to catalog my progress. I randomly got a text from her, and this is where it gets interesting. She asked me if I would be interested in a poly relationship with her and her 3 boyfriends, the same 3 men she cheated on me with. I was disgusted and shaken, of course, and told her no, and not to contact me again. She must have given my number to those guys because before I knew it, the 4 of them were all texting and calling my phone, stalking my social media, and trying to add me anywhere they could. When one asked why I was being so difficult, I said, "I'm not interested, leave me alone." "Well, with the way you dress, you must be into it." That was what really had me confused. I asked what he meant, and he proceeded to send me dick pic with the caption, "Call me daddy." They then started sending me explicit photos of them with gross DDLG captions, including my ex-girlfriend wearing diapers and horrible lace monster dresses, and something about "princess loves it when daddy treats her rough." Yes, I cringed just typing that out. No matter how many times I changed my account names and blocked them, they kept making new ones and somehow finding me. The harassment got so bad and gross that I had to make entirely new accounts under a different name and set it to private, and completely change my phone number. If that was a lot, I'm really sorry. I still cherish my frills, but I did end up having to get rid of my first few dresses because they made me uncomfortable to look at after all that. I've never told anyone this story, so thank you for listening to my wild ride. I'm now a happy, wild Lolita that's escaped them, and have a very supportive, welcome, and active calm. I also have a wonderful girlfriend who not only loves my Lolita fashion, but has gone out of her way to defend me from creeps online, and even remembers names and colorways of prints that I own. Things have worked out really well. To other Lolitas that might be enduring something similar, please be safe, and I hope you get away soon. Thank you, Tyler. And feel free to keep my name. Whew, wow, Let me just process that for a second. And I am so fracking sorry that that happened to you. I'm so glad that you're out of it and you have a supportive calm now and you've stayed in the fashion despite having to have gone through that. Like, that is god awful. But to like break down what we have here, I mean, that's like some dark fracking anime. It kind of reminds me of the shoujo anime trope where you have the heroine who's like way too nice and her best friend who turns out to be like an evil, horrible person who just constantly undercuts her, but instead add in a little bit of like lesbianism and like one girl who apparently self-hates. What do we draw from this? Tatiana, let's just call her Tatiana like you did. She obviously was seriously self-hating in the end, like saying that she got some boyfriends and she didn't need you anymore, and to call you what she called you, a word that I will not repeat because it's a mean fracking word. That's a word that you can really really only use if you're a lesbian, you know? It's like, if you're cool with that word, that's, you know, that's your word. That's not someone like, you know, spoiler alert, I'm bi, you know, but I don't feel comfortable using that word. So like, for her to call you that with such malice and to just cast you off after 3 years like that, it's pretty obvious to me that there's a lot of self-hatred going on and that she must have been a pretty damn miserable person. I'm willing to bet, this is just me projecting, that there was probably some societal and or religious pressure on her end. It's obvious that there was some pressure in her life, some shame in her life that she attributed to lesbianism that she decided could be fixed if she just got enough dick. That's a horrible, gross way to put it, but like, you can't fix your life with dick, all right? You just can't. There is no amount of male anatomy you can stick in you to fix your life, all right? That's all I'm gonna say. I do appreciate your story, and your story seems to have 3 factors. I mean, A, we have this abusive, narcissistic girlfriend that you did eventually get away from, even though they stalked you. B, we have the introduction of these DDLG mouth-breathing creepazoids. I won't go into deep detail on my abhorrence for everything DDLG. And I'm not speaking to you, Anne. I know DDLG is no chum of yours, but the people out there that always try and defend sticking their frackin' kink into our nice, spiffy little fashion can take a long walk off a short pier. So you have the DDLG element, which is barf worthy, just barfing noises. And then you have them stalking you for just long enough that you have to delete all of your social media accounts and change your fracking number. Like, this is a wild ride from start to finish. And the fact that you had to see some guy's fracking ding dong is just even worse. Why do men send those? They weren't meant to be seen in HD. If they were, they would have been put on your face. Evolution would have stamped them to your fracking forehead if I was meant to see them on my phone. Right? Take pictures here, not down here. That's why humans' heads are at the top, not down at the bottom. Christ. Anyway, I hate that some awful, disgusting people, and I will double down on disgusting. You can come at me with king shaming. Cry me a fracking river, I could use a good swim today. These types of people who just stick their gross fracking fetishes and captions and nonsense onto people, non-consenting parties, to abuse and attack them, like, unforgivable. And I hate that you had to go through this absolute nightmare, but it was incredibly brave of you to share this story because I know it's got to still sting. Essentially like being stalked by 4 people. But the good side of the story is that you did make it out. And I'm glad you made it out. I'm glad you made it to what you say is a supportive and welcome and active calm. And I'm so glad that you have a wonderful girlfriend now who would never treat you the way that your abuser did, because that is abuse. Someone who loves you would never treat you that way. And I know that sounds really basic, but considering you wanted to share this story for anyone who's enduring anything similar, especially for the young ones out there, and even older smart women can fall prey to abuse. You're not dumb or weak for having fallen into a relationship like that. Abusers never start with the big thing. It usually starts small. It's like a slowly boiling pot of water, and you don't realize until it's too late that it's burning you. There are some bad people out there, but the flip side of that is that there are truly amazing people out there too, who will support you and who will love you no matter what. You deserve to find out what that's like. I hope, and I'm sure Anne hopes, that this is inspiration for you to keep fighting, and for you not to give up, and for you to try to move forward no matter how small the step is. It can be a microscopic step towards better if you're in a similar situation, if you're living or associating with an abusive partner, an abusive friend, an abusive work environment. Even a microscopic step forward to respect yourself. I know some of you are so stuck in some terrible situations and you haven't made it to the other side yet, but Anne is proof that there is another side, that it does get better, and that if you keep fighting, if you keep moving despite everything that's happened and despite everything that's happening to you right now, no matter how small you feel, there's light at the end of the tunnel, and it's waiting for you if you'll only take the first step. And I think that's where we'll wrap this. Thank you, Anne, for sharing your story. I'm so glad that you made it and you have such a wonderful Lolita life and such a wonderful partner with you as you travel through this fashion and its community and through your life. Congratulations on not letting them beat you, honestly. So that's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you for watching I'm Telling Tyler. Again, a write-in show where you can send your questions and or tea to imtellingtyler@gmail.com, so long as it's at least slightly Lolita related. Do not send me your mechanical questions about cars. I have zero knowledge on them. I'd like to take a moment to thank my patrons for continuing to support me even as I wade into topics that I am completely unqualified to answer for. But here we are on YouTube, making words. And if you would like to join them, you can head over to patreon.com/lastweeklolitanews for more content, videos the public hasn't seen yet, and or watch me lose my mind 1 second at a time. It's happening all the time. It's happening right now. Thanks again, guys, and I'll catch you next time.